What's up, people? Oh, beard kind of coming in. Not bad, actually. I can't get the sides to necessarily going up here. You know what I'm saying? I needed to go in all the way up here, but it's coming though. It's coming though. It's all right. Let's see the other side. Yeah, it's coming. I'll take it. Morning, everybody. Welcome to my morning rambles. Hopefully, it's going to be a slow day for me. So I was able to come out early and just talk with y'all. So if possible, if y'all could just leave a like, if you have subscribe, if you've never been here before, I would appreciate it. Leave a comment in the playback, and we could talk in the comments if you want, man. Right. So this morning, man, I have a couple of interesting topics. I hope y'all find it interesting. Charles Martin was on. This is actually an old interview, and I saw it this morning actually on the Boxing Brothers show that they do on YouTube. So check out them brothers show. I really like the show. Boxing Brothers, Caden and G, my guy TBE, Ned, and Trail, right? And they played an interview that Charles Martin did apparently back in December. And I'd never seen this interview because it's on a smaller YouTube channel called Talk is Cheap Productions. Talk is Cheap Productions. And the guy basically was talking to Charles about, his early life in boxing and all this other stuff, right? Pretty good interview. So if possible, go over to Talk is Cheap Productions and hit that brother a like. You must subscribe and, support him. So Charles Martin goes into quite a few things. He talks about his life and the Joshua fight, the Wilder fight, which I didn't know. I didn't remember that even back then they were talking about the Wilder fight. So, yeah, it was a pretty good interview, I must say. And I also want to talk about Errol, Spence, and Terence Crawford. I guess Spence took offense to Bob Arum saying that Spence, is the holdup, and that him and Al Heyman spoke. And Al Heyman is cool with the fight, or might be down for the fight. But Errol Spence might be the one who is the problem. So he took offense to that and took to Twitter, of course, like most of these dudes do, and called Bob Arum a liar. Now, if you're going to call Bob Arum a liar, no, you also got to call him a liar for the things that you believe him with when he speaks bad about Terence Crawford. That's my opinion. Not saying somebody, what Bob Arum said, today I'm lying, tomorrow I'm telling the truth. Or yesterday I was lying, but today I'm telling the truth. Could be. I'm not saying Bob Arum book is no font of truth. It's just interesting that Spence took such an offense to this because he went on a Twitter tirade last night, throwing a little tantrum on Twitter, which didn't do him no favors to me. He just kind of exposed that Errol Spence is indeed the problem in this fight. And it's a goddamn shame. So I'll post up some of that. I think Michael Benson did a tidy job of collating all the tweets from Spence and Crawford and all that. So y'all can see some of the shit. What's up, Santos? Santos, if you want to get in with me, you could get in with me now early. Because we got a couple of things to talk about here. Because I want your opinion, my brother. So Spence, throws a little Twitter tantrum, and in my opinion, kind of embarrassed himself. But these days, these guys don't have no shame and are not embarrassed because their fans don't embarrass them. Their fans don't tell them to stop. You know what I'm saying? And in my opinion, Spence kind of embarrassed himself and really showed me again that he is indeed the holdup. He is indeed the holdup. But no problem, Santos. Whenever you're ready, my brother. Because I'm going to start off with the Charles Martin interview, the snippets. Again, if you want to see the full interview, You go to Talk is Cheap Production. Check out the brother. The full interview is there with him and Charles Martin. He gets into a few things, and I really enjoyed the interview. Give the brother a thumbs up for the information. So I'm just gonna wait for Santos to pop in before I play the video and hear what Charles Martin had to say, because there's two things I want y'all to hear from Charles Martin. But yeah, man, the Errol Spence situation and Terence Crawford, it's really disappointing. If this is their way of building the fight, it's really disappointing because it's coming off bad for both guys. And it's really not, in my opinion, it's not making the fight more exciting to me. It's really not making the fight more exciting. It's just making both guys look like complete idiots. But mostly Errol Spence. Mr. Big Fish. I'm a big fish. He got to take 70-30, whatever we decide to give him. I'm a big fish. Errol Spence last night, or was it last night or the night before, whatever night it was, really came off bad to me. And this is coming from somebody who really didn't pick sides like that in the whole thing. And I'm not picking sides, no. It's just disappointing how he came off last night, to be honest. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, go to his Twitter page and see all the nonsense. Hey, what up, Tony? How you doing, bro? Oh, man, sorry you couldn't join me today, Tony. I would appreciate it. Mad Machine, what up, King? But yeah, man, we're going to play the video. I want Santos to come in, because if I play the video, I'm not going to be able to see Santos when he comes in. But yeah, so the Errol Spence saga, it's just disappointing. I'm not impressed by it at all. I'm not impressed. I don't like it. It's not good for the sport. Oh, there's Santos, my brother.
Yo,
Mr. Santos, good day, sir.
what's up, my bro?
Oh, good, brother.
Hey,
How you doing today?
I'm good, man. How you feeling?
It's all right, man. I just had a terrible tuna sandwich, and it's working its way back up.
Oh no, that's never good, man. You got to get the tuna sandwich, man. See, man. Whenever you come visit Florida, man, my wife, she makes a real good tuna salad, sandwiches and all that. I get down with the sandwiches, man. I'm pretty good. I should be a sandwich technician.
A sandwich tech. I got you. But
shout out to all the techs out there in Subways and the Quiznos and all that. They do a good job.
Let me tell you something, bro. Making a sandwich, people think it's just putting bread, putting some stuff in between bread. That's an art. It's really an art, making sandwiches.
Yeah, exactly. It's an art form.
Yeah, that's a talent. You can't just throw some shit in bread and just, it tastes good.
Because if you put a certain, the mayonnaise or something or whatever sauce you put on each side, then you're gonna have the thing slip out. Certain textures and stuff. You gotta, that way the sandwich stays together.
That's right? The science.
It's the science.
That's the science, right? So I'm gonna start off with the Charles Martin interview. He said some things. I'm gonna start off with his Anthony Joshua comments. And it's two separate segments that I found interesting. He spoke about his fight with Anthony Joshua, and then he goes on to talk about Deontay Wilder. Again, I want to thank Talk is Cheap Productions for the interview, and Boxing Brothers on YouTube for making me aware of it. So check out those two YouTube channels, and I'm going to play it right now.
All right.
Where is it? Oh, here we go. Share screen. Audio. You seeing this?
Yep.
All right. So we're going to go back now to, let's see, what timestamp was it? Okay, so we're going to do the Anthony Joshua.
For a second. In 216, it was action-packed.
Yep.
Was it more of a challenge in your career, that fight?
It was more of a me realizing what boxing was all about, like the behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Like the things that they do. It was more on the line of that. Yeah.
So when you got in there, like you knew you was like it was on, like, or it was like what?
No, I know they put me in the best position for me to lose, and he just had to just play his little bit of part on the back end to become the big old mogul and superstar that he is.
That he was.
You know, he's more marketable. He's well spoken. He's a better. You know, I'm more on the lines of just a average, like a street dude and stuff. And I'm not like him.
Yeah.
So I just sold him the belt, basically, man. It's all business at the end of the day, man. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing, and that's just the reality of it. You know what I mean? That's what I feel that happened with Fury and Wilder. You know what I mean? It was along the same lines. WBC feeling that he ain't generating enough money, and Fury's the bigger star. So he was able to do whatever he had to do to win that fight, if you know what I mean.
The second fight, yeah.
All right, you heard what he said. Well, any opinions on that?
Yeah, it's very I think he's pretty much said what everybody thought the whole time, you know what I mean, in different boxing circles about that fight with Anthony Joshua. And I think he is right. He came in there very very raw and uncut. He didn't really have too much of a personality back then. If anyone knows Charles Martin and watched him before, he didn't really speak much. Now he's a little bit outspoken, and he's right that AJ is a little bit more marketable, right? He speaks well, and they kind of lined him up to where he wasn't prepared for that. It seems like he's saying like he wasn't prepared for that kind of athlete in there. He didn't really prepare much. He didn't think that that AJ could fight, or he didn't take it too serious to where he wanted to win. And him saying, pretty much I sold the belt. Well, looks like he sold himself to lose because he wasn't. It sounds like he wasn't fully invested in it himself as far as mentally, right? And he wasn't really focused. He was just more. He was starstruck, right? It sounds like he was saying he was more starstruck, if anything, and he finally learned what the business of boxing is about. And he's admitting that he messed up. He messed up, man. I think he has a refocus, right, if you will. And you do see that in his recent fights. He's got a new aura about him, right? He's fighting better. To me, in my opinion, he's fighting better, right? So fighting better competition, I think, so far. It's very very eye-opening what he said, especially him selling his belt part, that to reiterate, man, I think that's what a lot of people had in their mind, so.
Well, he's saying that because the guy asked that he's told a guy that he kind of walk him up to the things that they do in boxing and behind the scenes. Who would he be referring to? Is he saying he was set up in a way by Eddie Hearn and them? Was he set up by his own team? Who set him up? Because he seemed to have made a lot of money for that fight. So, and he's saying, to me, it kind of sounded like Charles Martin was not a confident person at that time. And he went in there and he got cowed by the event, because he won that belt in a very weird way, where I think what was his name? Glazov? Whatever his name.
Right, he hurt his leg.
And hurt his leg.
For the fight, and
So Charles got the belt. And
right.
I think that was pretty much his first defense, right, of that belt. It was to Anthony Joshua, but people were not picking Anthony Joshua to win that fight. right? People were picking Charles Martin because Joshua was too raw, they said. So I'm kind of curious as to who was he talking about the you know the things that the things that they do. Who's he talking about? Who you think he's talking about?
I don't think he's talking about Eddie Hearn and them, man. I think he's talking about just the boxing promotions as a whole, the industry as a whole, as far as you know, the movers and the shakers that really make the fights happen. As far as, you know, network executives and whatnot, and what's marketable, right? You know, I think he's going more over to what was marketable. Was he marketable at the time? I think, you know, the telling thing that he said for me was his marketability, right? And he understood this. So he understood that, you know what, I think I'm supposed to lose to this guy because he is more marketable. He does have the look. He has the it factor, and he felt pretty much, you know, it seems like what he's saying is he was rushed to this fight. You know, he wasn't prepared for the caliber of opponent that AJ was, because he himself didn't really do any research on AJ like that, right? You know, he just thought he was gonna go in there, he's gonna have, you know, probably, you know, lose in a decision or something, or, you know, and, you know, he's going to lose in a decision or something. He's going to give him the fight because AJ's more marketable. But what it turned out is he got his ass whooped because it looked like he wasn't prepared at all for AJ. You know, it looked like he just, you know, like, give me this nice King's costume. Let me go out there and, you know, lose this belt real quick, whatever way or form, fashion it happens, you know, not knowing that he was going to get knocked the fuck out.
He made the comment that he thinks that's what happened with also Wilder and Fury. That Wilder apparently sold the belt to. That the WBC thought Wilder wasn't generating enough money. And Tyson Fury. But I'm like, so how did the WBC? Because Charles Martin is a proponent of the tempered glove theory. Yeah, again, the whole interview is there, and you know, Charles Martin gives his opinion on, you know, the whole thing. So
of course he's gonna say that to, you know, discredit Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua and company in the British boxing, right? He's gonna say that because he's riding with the glove theory, the glove gate theory, right? He's a glove gator, right? That's like being a fucking flat earther, you know what I'm saying? These people are one and the same, you know what I mean? Like a glovester and a flat earther, that's the same fucking mindset. So they're gonna say whatever they have to say to discredit the other side being British boxing side, whether it be Fury or AJ. You know, he's gonna say something negative to make them look bad, right? So we could get the focus on American boxing as a whole as being more positive. Because right now it's looking at especially the heavyweight American boxing looks like shit. Looks like pure shit, and we have this stupid, you know, glove gate crap that just makes everyone look like a damn flat earther in American boxing. As far as that goes, who believes that dumb shit? I think them saying stuff like, well, you know, he, you know, Wilder pretty much did the same thing and sold his belt. That's fucking retarded. Nobody's gonna sell an ass whooping like that and get their ass beat. What happened was, you know, what Wilder's situation was, Wilder really felt, and everybody else felt, like Fury is good for the picking. He's gonna, you know, he's coming off 500 fucking damn pounds. There's no way this big old cokehead is going to beat me. You know what I mean? So that's what they went with, and they said, you know, this is a guaranteed victory to build up the fight with me and AJ, because that's what the fight was. Fury was was supposed to be the fight to catapult Wilder and make the AJ and Wilder fight huge. You know what I mean? And him knocking out Fury would have been huge. You know, that would have solidified Wilder to be like, you know what? Now he's a lineal. You know, he beat the man that beat the man. You know what I mean? The man that beat the man that beat the man. He's the lineal champion and the WBC. Now let's make the super fight happen with AJ. And it all went wrong because he underestimated the fact that somebody could work themselves out of that use their boxing skills to beat him. You know, he was coming in there with one game plan. One game plan only was to knock Fury the fuck out. You know.
Tony says, I think he was cryptically saying that he and Fury were cheated. He said, open quote, they allowed him to do anything to win, close quote. So you think that's what he was saying? You think Charles is saying that there was something fishy and that he got a shady situation?
I don't know. I didn't read that. I didn't read it like that. For me, it was more over. It seems like the situation that they was gave to him was if it seems like he was saying something along the lines that he was cheated, but in the sense that he wasn't given enough time. He wasn't fully prepared what was going to happen in that fight with AJ. You know what I mean? You know, and he understood. He himself says that he understood that AJ was more marketable, right? This guy's more marketable, and he just went in there knowing or feeling that he was going to lose to this guy. One, because he felt that he wasn't confident in himself. Two, that he didn't have enough time, you know, for this guy, you know.
Tony says he also said all AJ had to do was play his part and they would do the rest. So basically, Charles is saying, like, I'm saying it was all set up for Anthony Joshua to win. So that's what Tony's saying. He feels like Charles is saying.
You know, well, and you know, I mean, yeah, I can agree with that.
But then Charles Martin also has admitted that he sold the belt, so he played his part too, right? So to me, it sounds like Charles Martin knew he went in there
unprepared.
He sold the belt. He was unprepared. He sold the belt, and now he's coming back and trying to project his nonsense onto Anthony Joshua.
Right.
Like trying to create this whole theory now of it was a setup and whatever, and I just was like, man, whatever, and I just sold the belt.
He's just trying to make an excuse to as to why he himself wasn't prepared for that fight. He says it himself. You know, I didn't think, you know, he didn't grasp the whole situation until the day of or the week of or fight week, you know, and as knowing how boxing really works, you know, I mean, you could argue that was he ever prepared for a cat like AJ in the first place? And I don't think he was, you know. I pretty much knew he was going to lose to AJ. Now, in that devastating fashion, I didn't predict that. For me, I thought AJ was going to come out with, you know, maybe a majority split decision, maybe even a UD. You know, I didn't think he was going to knock fucking, you know, Martin out. I had high hopes for Martin to at least, you know, give AJ some rounds in that fight, but I didn't think he was going to completely get washed like that. You know, you got to think, who was Charles Martin coming into this fight? He was before even him winning the belt, he was a contender. You know, he was a top prospect, you know, coming out of America. So it's just, I guess, you know, he got comfortable, right? He got complacent and wants to blame the boxing business as to why he had lost or why he sold the belts, so to speak. But you know, as the old saying goes, you got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready, you know. And he wasn't ready for the competition. For me, he wasn't ready for AJ, point blank period. As far as the skills, physically, he just wasn't ready at that time. And I think he knows that, you know. So he's gonna say, well, maybe they cheated or this, that, and the third. Why? Because he's a flat earther kind of dude, you know. He's a glove gator. You know what I mean? So of course he's gonna say some crazy, stupid shit like that.
We're gonna get into the second part of the interview that I found that I picked out. Again, this interview is from Talk is Cheap Productions. Pretty good interview with Charles Martin, I must say. I liked it. Charles is an interesting character, and the guy did a good job of allowing Charles to talk. So, you know, check out his podcast. You know, hit the dude with a thumbs up. You know, I'm gonna play a second part where he goes and he talks about Deontay Wilder and a possible fight with him. It's not a long part, so just listen in. Let's go again. Share screen. What up, Laron? How you doing, man? Peace.
Braun the Dawn.
You seeing this?
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna go timestamp. In this interview, Charles talks a lot about Joshua. Like he seems like quite obsessed, like he has to fight Joshua again. It's very interesting. Let's go. So Deontay Wilder Pat stats about here. I can't hear nothing. So through my Bluetooth, the sound does not come back through YouTube. I don't know why. But anyway,
okay.
So here we go. So I'm gonna play it, and you'll hear it. No, so it starts from about here.
Man, I just know he went. I didn't even want to fight him, man. That's the crazy thing. My people is the one that wants to make this fight. Like I don't like I fuck with Wilder, but believe it or not, all that shit go out the window if we do get in the ring. But I fucks with him. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. I mean, he kind of.
He can take a punch.
He got a big old dent in the side of his head. He had a dent in his head, man. My right hook that's where my right hook set, huh? Yeah.
Hey, he like that right hook go hit him, huh?
And one thing about it, I train with Manny Robles, which teaches me how to apply pressure. You know what I mean? And he can't really fight on his back foot. I don't even care because at the end of the day, you gotta face what's in front of you. So I could spill the things they want to talk. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna keep him on his back foot, man. He can't punch. He's not even coordinated.
He only does that right hand
moving backwards. Yeah, he's not even coordinated moving backwards, trying to punch. So yeah, man, that'll be my game plan.
That's about it. I think that's all. You heard that, Santos?
It's going in and out.
It was going in and out? Hey, chat, did y'all hear properly? Because I can play it again, Santos, because I want you to hear it before we start talking. You want me to play it again, Santos? Hello? Is it me? I mean,
yeah,
Santos,
it was going in and out.
Okay, you want me to play it again?
Yeah.
Okay,
could you please?
Yeah, sure, no problem. Share screen, audio. Let's go again. And we're gonna go back to the top. You seeing this?
Yep, I can see it.
Let's go. All right, let's go.
Man, I just know he went. I didn't even want to fight him, man. That's the crazy thing. My people is the one that wants to make this fight. Like I fuck with Wilder, but believe it or not, all that shit go out the window if we do get in the ring. But I fucks with him. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. I mean, he kind of.
He can take a punch.
He got a big old dent in the side of his head. He had a dent in his head, man. My right hook that's where my right hook set, huh? Yeah.
Hey, he like that right hook go hit him, huh?
And one thing about it, I train with Manny Robles, which teaches me how to apply pressure. You know what I mean? And he can't really fight on his back foot. I don't even care because at the end of the day, you gotta face what's in front of you. So I could spill the beans or whatever they want to talk. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna keep him on his back foot, man. He can't punch. He's not even coordinated.
He only does that right hand.
Coordinated moving backwards. Yeah, he's not even coordinated moving backwards, trying to punch. So yeah, man, that'll be my.
Ooh, Charles Barton talking this shit. He talking that shit.
Your opinion, Mr. Santos. You heard the whole thing this time?
Yeah, I heard the whole thing. So yeah, I mean, I think he's right, man. I think if he do apply pressure to Wilder, he can get him out of there, man. A lot of people's doubting Charles Martin's abilities, man. I'm saying, like I said earlier, Charles Martin's been getting better. You know, he's been improving his skill and his craft, man. He's not just out there to, you know, one piece you and get you out of there. He's looking to hurt you, and Martin's looking to hurt you effectively. You know what I mean, and calculated wise. So, I mean, I think he sounds confident, man. He sounds confident. You already, you know, he's talking about Wilder's dent in his head and all that stuff. You know, that lines him up for the right hook and all this, and you know, it's a good talk, man. I think him and Wilder, that fight would do good, man. I would definitely go see that. I think what Martin does have to prove is how his chin will hold up if Wilder does hit him with a right hand. You know, how would he react if he reacted badly to AJ loss like that? You can imagine it's going to be a sleep session, you know, if Wilder touches him. But I think, you know, if Martin's right, if he can, you know, he got some weight to him. So if he could lean on Wilder and back Wilder up, apply that pressure, man, Wilder still has some punch speed, right? But as far as going backwards, like we already see, like Wilder can't fight backwards for shit. And you know, I think Martin has that power to where it wears down on you, you know, over the round. So if Martin does that for, you know, 6, 7 rounds, 8 rounds, Wilder's a little bit older and coming off a crazy beat now, we don't know how his body gonna react, how Wilder's body react to you know, that sustained punishment, you know. Depending on if Martin gets out the first or second round, you know, Wilder likes to throw that right hand, try to, you know, go wild out on him, you know. I think it'd be a good fight though.
Yeah, so Charles said he gonna target that dent. That's like Sensei Creasy telling the dude to sweep the leg in Karate Kid. I'm breaking up?
Yeah, let me come back in.
Yeah, come back in. Yeah, that's like the dude from the Karate Kid telling the guy to sweep the leg. Sweep the leg. So Charles Martin plans to sweep the leg against Deontay Wilder. I think they counted him out. He didn't beat the count. He's still in the canvas too long. For those who just got in, I'm playing some clips from an interview Charles Martin did in December on a YouTube channel called Talk is Cheap Productions. And he did speak about the Anthony Joshua situation. He did speak about the Anthony Joshua situation. If you get a chance, you can even go on the live thing and go back a little bit, because I played that part of the interview where he did speak about what happened, and he intimated that somehow there was something fishy behind the scenes, and he said out his mouth he sold his belt. I said he sold his belt, right? Yeah. So while you're listening now, you can click back a little bit, hear the interview, and then come forward live again. But he intimated that there was something fishy behind the scenes or something or whatever. So yeah, man. So Charles Martin said he gonna target that dent. He gonna sweep the leg. He don't care. But he also said something that is interesting, that he knows Deontay Wilder can't fight going backwards. But that's not new news. I know some people saying Tyson Fury exposed that. That's not really new news. I heard Dillian White say that years ago. I heard Anthony Joshua say that years ago, that what you have to do with Deontay is back him up and take away the space. That's what you have to do. Otherwise, you're going to lose. So I think Tyson Fury was the first one to really put it into practice, maybe. And it worked out for him. But Charles Martin said the blueprint is to back up Deontay Wilder and take away the space. So he obviously has a plan. He speaks about that he training with Manny Robles prepares him better for that, to implement that kind of game plan. So yeah, Charles Martin seems a reborn figure in boxing. He's more confident in his boxing abilities. I don't know who was his trainer with the Joshua fight. It wasn't Robles back then, but I don't know who was his trainer. But he seems to be more confident in his abilities. You know what I mean, Santos?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he definitely seems a bit more confident, well, a lot more confident now. And you know, I think as far as him backing Wilder up, you know, he has to do that whilst not getting hit by that right hand. You know, trying to initially, you know, come in and maybe, you know, grab him. But he got to avoid, you know, he got to avoid a hook, you know, an uppercut with that right hand, you know. Can he sustain that kind of damage? You know, if Wilder just turns, you know, a certain way, you know, sometimes Wilder do a crazy turn and, you know, he'll do some kind of movement, some unorthodox shit. He'll catch somebody with a right hand, you know. So, can Martin's chin hold up? Right?
Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, Tommy said targeting the dent is like targeting Kell Brook's suspect eyes. You damn right. That man got Oreos for eyes. You're gonna punch the Oreo, right? You're damn right. Don't go for the body, go for his face.
Go for the face.
That's right. I mean, if you're fighting Kell Brook, you go for the face. You don't punch the body. For what? You punch his eyes. So if Wilder got a dent in his head, well, hey, shit, that's your fault for getting in the ring with me. I'm gonna punch that. I'm gonna punch that dent. That dent is like the factory reset button on an iPhone. Right? You just punch that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. What's up, Boxing Finesse? How you doing, man? So anyway, that was my Charles Martin piece there. I want to thank the brother who did the interview, Boxing Bros, who got me aware of it. And I had to go look up the interview because I found it interesting. I actually didn't even see the Joshua part because they focus more on the Wilder part. But I listened to the whole interview and, you know, he got into the whole Joshua thing. There was something shady behind the scenes and he sold his belt and he thinks Wilder sold his belt too. It's a lot. Anyway, so the next thing I want to talk about is
selling the belts.
I
will sell you the belt. Here you go.
Hey man, Charles Martin said you wasn't getting enough money from Wilder, and so it was a setup. What say you, Mr. Suleiman?
Look, I don't know what this man speaks of. I think he's confused and is regretting losing the belt to AJ like that. He should have been more prepared. And that is his fault. Yes.
Damn. Tony Review says he got a $50 bet for Martin beating Wilder. Ooh.
Yes.
So Tony says he got $50 on Martin. What's up? Nobody want that smoke. Hey, Tommy Temper says he wants a McDonald's belt, Mr. Suleiman. If could you please email that over?
Yes, definitely. I will make it yellow and red with a silver plate.
Boxing Finesse says, I still got Wilder to KO Martin. Wilder just too unpredictable. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You know, if Martin can withstand, you know, getting one of those wild shots and, you know, goes in the inside on him, makes him go back, pushes him back. I think he can wear Wilder out and beat him in the late rounds.
There you go. Yeah, Tommy Temper, what's up?
What's up, Cone?
All good, man. See, you got my guy Chris Farley there. Rest in peace to Chris Farley. Very funny, man.
I'm conflicted because we haven't seen Wilder back in a comeback fight, so we don't exactly know what his nerves and his confidence is like. So I'm kind of hesitant to say one way or another. I'd like to say Wilder, but I don't know how much his confidence is taking a hit. So it's a 50-50 maybe.
What was your opinion on the Charles Martin? Were you here to listen to the his comments about Anthony Joshua?
I only caught what you actually played, so this is new to me. I'll need to watch. Oh, go.
No problem. No problem. I'll do it now. Let me just do it now. Hey, Abs, if you didn't see it, I'm gonna replay it now. Again, the YouTube page is Talk is Cheap Productions. Please listen to the whole interview. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Hold on. Tony says, here's my thing. What happens if Martin hits Wilder? Wilder has never been hit by a true KO artist. So there you go. Let me share my screen, share the audio, and I'm gonna go back to that Anthony Joshua part because I want Tommy to hear it. So Abs, if you haven't heard it, here it is. Are y'all seeing this?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. Let me just make sure I started at the correct place. There it is.
Fight for a second. In 216, it was action packed. Was it more of a challenge in your career, that fight?
It was more of a me realizing what boxing was all about, like the behind the scenes, you know what I mean? Like the things that they do. It was more on the line of that. Yeah.
So when you got in there, like you knew you was like it was on, like, or it was like what?
No, I know they put me in the best position for me to lose, and he just had to just play his little bit of part on the back end to become the big old mogul and superstar that he is.
That he was.
You know, he's more marketable. He's well spoken. He's a better. You know, I'm more on the lines of just a average, like a street dude and stuff. And I'm not like him.
Yeah.
So I just sold him the belt, basically, man. It's all business at the end of the day, man. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing, and that's just the reality of it. You know what I mean? That's what I feel that happened with Fury and Wilder. You know what I mean? It was along the same lines. WBC feeling that he ain't generating enough money, and Fury's the bigger star. So he was able to do whatever he had to do to win that fight, if you know what I mean.
The second fight, yeah.
Ooh, there's a lot of stuff implied, but nothing really said directly, is there?
What's your opinion?
What on the stuff that he's implying?
Yeah, he's implying. Well, Tony says. Let me go back to Tony's comments because I don't want to misquote Tony. Tony said, I think he was cryptically saying that he and Fury were cheated. He said they allowed him to do anything to win, and then he also said, this is Tony saying, he also said all AJ had to do was play his part and they would do the rest. That's what Tony is saying. Santos is saying something different. Santos said maybe Charles is saying he wasn't prepared for the fight. And he kind of went in there and just kind of, well, he said he sold the belt, basically.
Yeah, but he also said about he wasn't fully aware of all the stuff that went on behind the scenes until this fight, which made it sound like it was an eye-opener or a revelation to see what actually went on when it comes to the big fights and money being exchanged, that sort of thing. It sounds like blatant corruption. That's what it sounds like.
So is Charles Martin saying that somehow somebody set him up to lose?
No, the way I understand it is he was compensated for the situation he was in. And he was compensated well. I'm not saying that's all that what happened, but that's definitely one aspect of it. But it's like he's talking as if he had no control or no ability. All AJ had to do was do his bit. Why were AJ's gloves loaded?
I don't know. I mean, Charles.
No. So what I'm saying is, if you remove the cheating aspect from it, was he beaten by the better man, or were the odds stacked against him?
Well, he doesn't think so. If you listen to the whole interview, he is convinced that Anthony Joshua is not better than him. So. The whole interview is actually pretty interesting, So, if y'all have a chance, go and check the whole interview out. Charles kind of, speaks about a few things, but he spends quite a few parts in that interview talking about Anthony Joshua. That loss apparently sticks with him a lot. You know what I'm saying? Maybe how he lost, maybe in front of how much people. Because I remember that fight, and a lot of people were not picking Anthony Joshua in that fight. I'm saying they were saying he's too soon for him and he's too raw and blah 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 blah. But Yeah, I want to play that for you because I know you're a man over there, so I don't know what was the feeling over there. Did y'all think something was off about the fight?
When I watched it, I mean, I haven't seen the stoppage for a while, but I remember thinking Martin had clarity in his eyes, and I'm not saying he wasn't buzzed, but on the second knockdown, if he really wanted to, he could have stuck in there. That's my feeling. And I'm not saying he quit. What I'm saying is he'd had enough. He knew he was going to get battered.
So you think maybe he just kind of knew what was coming?
Yeah.
I was like, you know what?
It's kind of like do you remember when Manny knocked down Barrera the second time? I think it was the third match, and Barrera had that look on his face that that vacant look. Oh, I don't want anymore. I've had it. Yeah.
Santos, you still there, bro? Oh, Santos probably on mute. He's probably doing something else. Oh, is that Gabe Rosado?
Yeah, man. He's stuck in there like me, man. Me? You know me?
Yo.
You gotta stick in there like me, man. Win or lose, baby.
Yeah,
where'd Mauricio go?
Mauricio went to get that belt you wanted.
Yeah, get me the McDonald's belt, please.
Jeez, don't tempt that man, please. Anywho, so I'm gonna move on. If nothing else from anybody about Charles Martin and his accusations, but again, go check out that podcast because he talks a lot about it.
Could I just one other quick question? Has anybody noticed that from? No, I haven't really seen Martin since the AG fight. I know he's fought since then, but I really haven't kept my eye on him. But has anybody noticed how much weight he's lost in his face? I remember his face being filled out.
That could be two things. That could be certain things that he was into, or it could be he's working out really hard with Manny Robles.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it could be, yeah. I mean, Manny's a dude who's a very disciplined guy. Charles Martin works out in Big Bear, so maybe he's in good shape. That's all it is.
Yep.
You know but yeah, that's all from the Charles Martin side of things. He said he's gonna back up Deontay Wilder and he's gonna sweep the leg going for the dead. He don't care nothing about that. He don't care. They're friends. He gonna hit the factory reset button in Wilder's face and he gonna put him down. All right. So I'm gonna move on to this Errol Spence, Terence Crawford saga, which is never ending. The only thing they don't do is say that the fight is signed. But Errol Spence took offense to Bob Arum. Of course, he didn't take offense, saying that him and Al Heyman spoke. Al Heyman is amenable to the fight, but the problem is Errol Spence. Errol Spence, of course, called Bob Arum a liar, and he goes on a tirade and whatnot. Terence Crawford put up his 2 pence. Errol Spence didn't like that, and he spent like a little while on Twitter, just in my opinion, embarrassed himself. But I'm gonna let y'all see. Michael Benson on Twitter did like a nice little compilation of the tweets or whatever. So I'm gonna put it up so y'all can see. And I'm gonna show you the one that really disappointed me with Errol Spence, because Spence apparently doesn't have shame. So here we go. Where is it? There it is. You seeing this?
Yep.
So here's the first one where he calls Bob Arum a liar over on the left. Then Terence Crawford goes on to, he didn't answer on the Errol Spence's tweet, but he had it on his own page, and he says he's been champ since March 1st, 2014, 7 straight years. It's coming up. 3 different weight classes. If I was to retire right now, the Hall of Fame would be the next accomplishment. Sorry, can't say the same for, and then he leaves that blank. And then Errol Spence on the right-hand side now just pretty much goes on his little Twitter rant, and he says, all those accomplishments with names people won't remember. He says, all I hear is accomplishments. I see so many greats I look up to inside the ring who didn't care of the business side outside the ring, that shut up and box shit being over, at least with me. Goes on to say, this is all Errol Spence, because nobody's answering Errol Spence. It's just him talking. Everybody tell boxers just fight. Nobody telling these guys in suits, or he wants to say suits, and networks who've been getting paid off boxers and effing them over for centuries, take a loss or break even on this one. You good money-wise, regardless, you just want to see the fight. Goes on again to say, instead of taking Bob 200,000 signing bonus, I went with Al, my advisor, and didn't take a signing bonus, took a stipend a month for a year to hold me afloat till I started making okay money, because I knew where I could take it. Believe in you. Last one, Spence again. I want to fight the best though, because Lord knows I'll use one of your favorite fighter as a tune-up. Stop sharing. Anything from anybody on that?
It's just, and I'm not saying these guys have the same talent, but to me, this is just the same thing as Mayweather and Pacquiao, but it's just like 10 years later. It's not as big, but you got polarizing views on each side, and everyone sort of trying to justify their position as opposed to the guy on the other side trying to do exactly the same.
It's weird that Errol Spence separates accomplishments from money, making money. Because I've seen people who have done both, like Manny Pacquiao, who had accomplishments and made a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Floyd Mayweather, accomplishments and made a lot of money. Anthony Joshua, accomplishments, made a lot of money. So somehow Errol Spence separates accomplishments from making money. As he says, that shut up and box stuff being over with him. So what it means to me is that Errol Spence is not so much about the accomplishments. Somebody has told him, just play the game and make your money. Right? It's really disappointing. And then he goes on to say he wants to fight your favorite fighter. So, okay. I'm just like, it's disappointing to see Spence talk like that, because at some point it was, in fact, strap season. I don't know if strap season is over. But somebody needs to tell me what month to what month is strap season, so we can hold on until that period of the year. Is there a hunting season where you are, Tommy Temper?
No.
There's no hunting season where you are.
Well, there may be, but I'm not aware of it. Let's put it that way.
You're not a hunter?
No.
So somebody got to tell me when it's hunting season where Errol Spence is at, because that might be the same time as strap season, because it ain't strap season no more. He says all that shut up and box thing and accomplishment shit is over with him. So I'm really disappointed.
Well, my question is this fight not worth? Can they not make the money back on this fight at this moment in time, or even before COVID? Could they not have made their money back or broke even? Because I know COVID, okay, that's a legitimate excuse, but you take that out of the equation. Was Bob just dragging his heels?
Bro, how the F Canelo Alvarez, the biggest star in America, making fights in COVID time, but these dudes ain't making no fights?
Mm. Yeah, but the difference is, but Canelo's kind of, he's top of the pyramid though, isn't he?
So so if he makes the most, right, that means Canelo is costing the Zone or whoever a lot of money to watch him fight. These two ain't making no Canelo money, not between the two of them. So that means then both of y'all can make this fight. This fight ain't that expensive. You think do you think Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, between the two of them, are gonna make what Canelo makes per fight?
No.
But Canelo can get that fight,
mm-hmm.
Spence and Crawford can't fight in a COVID time, please.
But let me ask you this: if these two fight, it's almost as if the vibe I'm getting is if these two fight and they don't make as much money as they can from the fight that they're going to have, then it's kind of like all the effort is for nothing. But obviously that's not the case. But once these two fight, there's other people for them to fight anyway, win, lose, or draw. So it's almost as if they're holding out for the prom.
I'm not quite sure what they're holding on for, to be honest with you. But again, that whole exchange, as you see, Terence Crawford wrote one tweet. He spoke about his career, and he says, if I retire, I'm going to the Hall of Fame. That's not for the other person, right?
Mhm.
Or whoever that is.
Mhm.
Spence apparently figured out, people say, hit dogs will holler. So I guess the dog was hit. The big fish was hit. And he went on his little tirade, 5 straight tweets talking about all that, whatever. And he said all that and still didn't say, I'm going to fight Terence Crawford next. It's just really, and it shows me, even I didn't have the video prepared, but David Benavidez was on an interview and he said, PBC has a way of taking too long to make fights. He said he's ready to fight right now, fight anybody. But PBC takes too long to make fights. I wonder if I should find the video. I need to find the video. But so I'm wondering, what is Spence on? Is it still strap season? So is Spence separating accomplishments from money? Like, you can't make big money if you go for the accomplishments? I'm not understanding.
But you can do both, but maybe you can't maximize both at the same time. Maybe that's what he means, but that's not what he said.
Well, somebody will have to explain to me. Watching that whole thing last night was really disappointing to me. It was disappointing because it shows me Errol Spence ain't who I thought he was. Like, he ain't all this strap season talk and I'll fight whoever. He ain't who I thought he was. I'm disappointed. So that's just my opinion in those tweets. Yeah, man. Hey, Santos, you still there, man?
Yeah,
it
man.
Looks like Santos. Oh, what's your opinion, bro? I ain't hear from you at all.
With Errol?
Yeah.
Look, man, I mean, I think at this point, this guy, he's just looking to make these. If he's really talking about Canelo, then I mean, are you gonna move up now? Then you know what I mean? Like, what? Is he gonna move up now or what? I mean, because sounds like he's not gonna fight the dude at 147, so might as well go to 154 now. Waste time.
But if he does that, will that be considered a duck? Even though he's going into a hard fight, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's still considered a duck. It's bottom line, man. It's a duck, man.
Hey, peace out, Tony. Have a good day. Peace out, Tony. Have a good day. You say you're off to work, man. Ayob said these two acting like this is the biggest fight in boxing. AJ and Fury about to make 10 times these guys. That's what I'm saying. Like, people, there are bigger fights happening,
Yeah.
Bigger fights are happening. But somehow these two can't get together. It's like, I think this is. I mean, please, bro, please give me a break. Okay? Just give me a break. I think Ayob's is right. Ayob said, he believes that Spence is a problem. I believe that too. I think Spence has said before that it's basically, he calls his own shots. He makes his own decisions. If that's the case, then it really is you. It really is you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, these tweets last night really, really rubbed me the wrong way. And you got these fans, so-called fans, I guess fans of Errol, not fans of the sport. Not telling this man, yo, bro, just shut up. You ain't talking nothing, like, you need to hush, Dread. Hush him out.
Yeah. Definitely agree.
I'm disappointed.
Go to 154, move the fuck on, man. You know what I mean? That's it.
You tired of him? Tired of it,
man. And if it just so happens that, Castano wins, that belt, he beats Teixeira, then you could fight Castano, I mean, that'd be a good fight. Castano got a win over him or whatever. So there you go, man. Castano and Spence before belt.
Yeah,
they gotta acknowledge the WBO. They can't, they gotta acknowledge you over there.
Big facts.
Can't act like that's not a belt. talking all crazy. But yeah.
Man, I'm sorry. IOTB is not on this live because he will know better than me about Spence and all this because he was #1 Spence fan. I remember ITB from Facebook. I used to just watch his group, but I really wanted to get y'all opinion on these two topics, Charles Martin and Errol Spence, and I just want to say that I'm really disappointed in Errol Spence in his behavior. Them tweets expose a lot of things to me. I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed, to be honest with you, man. This ain't cool, bro. This ain't, who's this? 1-2 Kid? 1-2 Kid, what's up, man? You been in the background lurking? Get on the live, sir, before I hop off. I'll go back to acting like I'm working. What the fuck? Santos.
Yo.
You all right?
Yeah.
Oh, just checking. Thought you and your cats had a fight?
Nah. Nah.
Whoa.
So like a whole warehouse collapse.
I'm telling you, bro. Drop all the damn wires and pens and all of that. Yeah, so I'm about to hop off soon, man. 1-2 Kid, if you want to get on with me, bro, because I really want y'all opinions on this. Because again, I'll say this tirade by Errol Spence exposed a lot of things. I don't even think he realizes he exposed a lot of things. But just reading that about them accomplishments about nobody, people don't even remember. What is like does Spence think his career is going to be remembered? Does Spence think his career is going to be remembered? Who has Spence beat that was so great? Yeah, what? You beat Kell Brook, who was coming down after being clobbered.
Stabbed in the leg.
Stabbed in the leg by a certain individual. Kell Brook, who got his eye knocked out by Gennady Golovkin, cutting down 2 weight classes to come fight you. Oh, that's a great win. Sean Porter, who is kind of he's a solid guy, but not no great fighter.
He's not a great fighter, but he's a very good fighter.
He's a very good fighter,
but all his losses are very, very close. That's what I would say. Yeah.
But does Errol
He's not
Spence
easy to be clean.
His career is this great career that people are gonna be like, wow, Errol Spence. Errol Spence. Who's this? Who dogged that?
What's up, King? Iron King, Angel Santos. Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, puppy?
What's poppin', man?
The leader in the house, man.
What's up? How y'all doing?
All good, Chief. We here talking about Errol Spence and his little Twitter tirade last night. Very disappointing, in my opinion.
Yes, I've been.
You saw it?
Yeah, so he's like Keith Thurman now. It's the same thing that Keith Thurman used to behave. He just basically Keith Thurman 2.0 to me. Just don't. I'm not saying he's scary. He probably just don't think he can win. It's a difference between the two, I just don't think he can win, and he'd rather just live off his whatever his image is, and because a lot of these guys, when they lose, they human, so they really take it to heart, and that's their identity. They base their identity off of, it's a lot that goes on to it. So I see right between the lines, you start talking about that, and because all you got to do is look at AJ, right?
Yeah.
Most people realize AJ is bigger than Errol, but is AJ demanding 60-40 with Tyson Fury?
No.
Is he even talking about negotiation? He said he want the fight, and then it makes it happen. So that's how it is. So so that's
1-2 Kid.
What's up, Icon?
Yeah, all good, brother. Hey, did you see Errol Spence's little Twitter tirade last night?
He don't want no smoke, man. He don't want no smoke, man. It's all there, man. If you can't tell that, guys, come on, man. Like, he don't want no part of this dude. He don't want no part of him. Like Angel said, he should just move to 154, man. He should just get out of there. Ain't no point, man. Because he ain't gonna get that Canelo fight. He don't want that bud smoke. And he ain't gonna get that many fight either, probably. So what's the point, man? You just holding up the game.
and then
Mm.
at 154 for a belt if homeboy got all 4 straps. So he's stuck in he basically in the corner right now. Cause who he gonna fight? Like he just gonna fight Jared Hurd and because the fights is gonna really be risky at 154 for no belt and for less money than he make for Crawford.
Right, and that's what I mean. Like even at 147 or 154, it's gonna be risky because he got Boots knocking on his door. You want to take that fight and not a title fight with Bud Crawford? Like that's serious? And Bud getting $1 million every time you don't put. So you holding that man down right now. You holding Bud down whether you like it or not. Like it's like, oh man, it's just bad.
He also making Crawford confidence go high. Now Crawford is like, oh, I got this dude now.
In his bank account.
Yeah, I mean, you know, exactly. You know, people like to talk shit, you know, about me, but last time check, I get paid more than the Errol Spence myself, Look, shout outs to Errol Spence, but one time he called me out, listen, you had a hard time with Kell Brook, Kell Brook for me was nothing. So, come on. Jump off, IBF, I'm 116 champion, as you know, and then Errol Spence wants nothing with me at 160, so, he wants it to come get it, but, he won't do nothing, so stay your ass down there.
He jump up to 160.
You ever see a fight where a guy is being bullied and you start feeling sorry for the guy that's being bullied? I'm actually starting to feel sorry for Errol Spence. It's like he literally don't want to fight, so it's like I kind of don't even want to see it now because it's like I want to see 2 guys that believe they can win, but when one guy is acting like that, it's like I'm starting to feel sorry for the guy. I'm like, bro, like it's almost like he being bullied, and it's like it's almost not even fair. It's like it's sad, bro. Like I don't get it, bro. I'd rather see.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find these tweets again from Spence.
Yeah.
In case anybody didn't see it. Here it is. So he goes off on Bob, of course. Bob is lying, blah, blah, blah. Apparently Bob is lying now about Spence. Crawford just says his one little thing. He said he's been champion since March 1st, 2014. 7 straight years coming up. 3 different weight classes. If I was to retire right now, the Hall of Fame will be the next accomplishment. Sorry, can't say the same for, and then he leaves it at that. Errol Spence goes off. Oh, all those accomplishments with names people won't remember. All I hear is accomplishments. I so many greats I look up to inside the ring who didn't care of the business outside the ring. That shut up and box shit being over at least with me. Goes on some more. Hold on. Goes on some more. Everybody tell boxers to shut up and fight. Nobody tells these guys in suits and networks, in suites and networks who getting paid off, who been getting paid off boxers and fucking them over for centuries, taking a loss or break even on this one. You good money wise. Regardless, just want to see the fight, whatever that means. He says instead of taking Bob 200,000 signing bonus, he went with Al Heyman, my advisor, and didn't take a signing bonus, took a stipend a month for a year to hold me afloat till I started making okay money because I knew where I could take it. Believe in you. Lastly, he says, I want to fight the best though, because Lord knows I'll use one of your favorite fighters as a tune-up. Yeah. What is this man talking about?
Bringing up that, like Crawford was fighting and everybody started off like, different journeys. So, I mean, it's crazy. Like, okay, but everybody started off in a journey and they worked their way up, and that's it. I mean, we get it. We want people, the fans want you to make as much as you can make. Well, I mean, come on, bro. Like, I don't.
Well, that man said all that shut up and box shit is over with him. Is it still strap season though? That's what I want to know. Or when does strap season open again? Is it like November to August? When is strap season?
After COVID.
I'm looking at Virgil Ortiz now. I'm almost done with him. Actually, I'm about to put him in the Keith Thurman category. I'm ready for Virgil Ortiz, bro. I think Virgil Ortiz got a better chance to being Crawford anyway, to be really honest with you, based on his style, to be real honest. So I don't know, man. That's just when he start talking like that, it's like he about to retire or something. Like
he low key, not even low key. He just ducking the fight, and then at the same time talking reckless. Like I'll make your favorite fighter a tune up. Like that's like it's contradicting itself, man. In every sense of the word, like it doesn't make any sense. Oh, y'all need to go after all these business guys, but I'm all about business. It's like, man, you talking in circles.
I told you. I mean, all Crawford said was one that says, "My next accomplishment is the Hall of Fame." So he didn't like that apparently. So Errol Spence separates accomplishments from making money. He apparently doesn't see, or somebody has told him that making money and accomplishments can be the same thing. Manny Pacquiao made a lot of money, and he has a lot of accomplishments. Anthony Joshua made a lot of money, and it has a lot of accomplishments, right? So these two things are not opposing forces. These two things can go together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. And if that's
go ahead.
No, speak. Well, I just saying, man, like to knock accomplishments, now you knocking boxing. You know what I'm saying? You knocking boxing, the thing that put you on this map. Don't get me wrong. He put in the work to become a great fighter, but at the same time, he's not talking like a great fighter right now, and he's basically shitting on boxing in the process, saying, "Oh, you got all them accomplishments, but don't nobody know who you are." It's like, yeah, but Bud had a good, response. He was like, "People gonna remember you as the dude who ducked me." That's all he gonna be remembered for. That's messed up, man. That's not cool.
And Bud has made a lot of money because he's made a lot of money from Top Rank.
And they act like he's some broke guy. Like, and why is he worrying about? I mean, Crawford's money. Like, if he already rich, like, what you want a Crawford not to make no money? You want to give him a bad deal, but then you talk about how the promoters treat people bad, but you want to act like a promoter? Like, come on, man.
But let me ask you this: is Bud getting what he should be getting, sort of market rate level?
I think Bud is getting more. I think Bud is getting more than what he should be. For the guys he's fighting, Bud is making more upfront than Errol Spence. Errol Spence has to depend on pay-per-view to make that up. Bud is getting like how much millions to fight? I mean, whoever.
You know what's funny is he's still calling him out, and he get a cool mill every time he don't fight Errol.
Ooh,
he's still calling him out. He's still, yeah, man. He got it in his contract that if Bob don't give him Earl, he gets an extra $1 million every fight.
Wow.
Every fight, but does he only fight once a year?
Does it? It doesn't matter. He's still calling him out, so he want that smoke, and he covering his ass in the process. You know what I mean? He's like, all right, well, you got. That's why Bob's saying, "Yo, I can't afford this dude," because he can't get Earl on the phone. That's it's funny.
That was a bar, though. If you think about it, Errol, whoever wrote that for Errol, if he didn't write it himself, that's a good bar to put on there. You see, it got a response because he basically took Al Heyman out of the equation, because a lot of times people like Al Heyman don't want to fight, so now he put everything on Errol Spence not taking the fight. That was actually clever to do that. So now,
yeah. That's probably why he did it, because he got to give my man a cool mill every time he don't fight him.
That's right.
So I mean, like, it don't fuck what Bob and Earl saying. Bud's still getting paid, and he still want the smoke. And if he get the smoke, you know what I'm saying? That cool mill gone, but that's the biggest money fight that they can make at welterweight, both of them. Other than the Manny Pacquiao, that he ain't gonna want to fight either one of them unless they got all 3 titles.
That's right.
So
That's
I mean. Hey, man, if you're going to get it going, you're going to get the show on the road, or you're going to be cornered to fight Bud regardless, because you go up, it's going to be dangerous, and you got people knocking at your door at welterweight, and you're going to be making chump change fighting Ugas. You know what I'm saying? So, or Boots. And that's all risk and no reward. You know what I mean? Ain't
that should all be on one card, too. All that like a tournament. You know what I mean? Boom. So I got all the 147 guys. You'll make it a tournament. Boom.
Are you saying Spence versus Ugas is not a million pay-per-view seller? Like what are you trying to say?
That should be
So,
like,
Disrespectful.
It's gonna have my view, but I'm one of the few people that would fucking purchase the shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of the 82 people.
yeah, you really.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
And the crazy thing about it, fighting Ugas is actually not even smart from a business perspective because he probably gonna win, but it's gonna add more wear and tear on you. Ugas is a fighter. I think he's bigger than Errol Spence. He goes to the body, and he's very rugged. So that victory, that's like, they don't fight the same, but that's like fighting Joe Joyce or something at heavyweight. Those are very tough fights on you. You might win, but it's just gonna add more wear and tear on you. So
I don't know, man. I think Ugas was like containing Sean Porter, like he was kind of like just handling him, like no problem. Like so, the dude is strong too. So I mean, when they get in the clinches, and he's accurate as shit. So I mean, what if he fuck around and lose, and then he ain't got no damn titles? You know what I'm saying? That fucks it all up. And then Bud just gonna come in and be like, all right, I got it. I mean, it's like crazy, man.
So Jalik is saying that Ugas fight, I mean, you're gonna win, but it's gonna cost you. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna cost you.
I favored Errol Spence to win that fight. I got him winning it, but
it's gonna cost him.
Stuff at risk for injury,
right?
Loss, and wear and tear on your body. The camp, that's gonna be a tough fight because Ugas is not playing because you see the way what he did to Figueroa after he got that crazy decision. I thought he beat Porter, to be honest with you. And you see what happened after he did it Figueroa, he probably just gonna go all out now. So
and even to take the Ugas fight, what is it? Little strap season? Like
I don't know, man. You know, Ugas is camped out, hoping that Manny WBA somehow strips Manny of the belt and elevates him to WBA super champion. So they got him camped out nice and cozy over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just saying, even if Errol wins, it don't help. Like if he loses, it definitely don't help. And then the big money, like how many times we done seen these marinations happen and someone get their ass whooped in the process?
Yep.
What you mean? We just saw that in 2019 when I knew he put the beats on Anthony Joshua.
That's true. That's what I mean, though. How many times we done seen that shit where it fucked up the big paydays? Like, cause I'm gonna be honest, man. I think the Wilder AJ fight would have made a little more money than the Tyson Fury.
Yeah,
absolutely. Because you had the whole nationalistic approach to it. You know, you had full crowds. You have all this.
The U.S. pay-per-view market. This him fighting Ugas is like remember De La Hoya fought Ike Cortez right before he fought Trinidad and how tough that was. That's how fighting Ugas is right now before he fight Crawford. It's not smart, bro.
So even if you're taking a business angle, it don't make no sense.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's stuck in the corner, bro.
It just none of it makes sense, man. None of it makes sense. The only thing that makes sense is he's ducking Crawford.
Yes, that's
the only thing that every road to every one of these narratives leads to that. You know what I'm saying? Like what narrative that is being pushed right now doesn't lead to him ducking Crawford, man. And it sucks because it's not just like Errol, man. This is how you got on because you came from the mud, you came from the dirt, you were talking like you was the next motherfucker, and then now all this shit, like what Jalik said, like a new Keith Thurman and shit. You know what I mean? A reincarnated Keith.
Yeah. What is it that you think your team is looking at that's saying they don't want to fight? Like what is it? What is it that they see in Bud where it's like they got these doubts? Like, I'm like, what is it though, bro? Like, what do you think it is?
They comfortable.
And
but is Bud the oldest?
Bud is only like 2 years and a few months older than him. He's not that much older than.
Yeah, but that means he might start declining.
But he not. And check this out. I don't think he's draining to make his weight. Also, he not taking as much punishing. He don't drink or nothing outside of boxing.
Right. He on that. He definitely on that. He's definitely on that Hopkins shit. So they gonna try to age him out, and that shit might backfire.
Yeah.
They might feel the funk before he does. They might be getting those. They might get long in the tooth before he does.
Yeah, but you got to remember that the Hopkins kind of transformed his style once he sort of hit around about 40.
Oh, sure. But he turned it up late too, though. He had some stoppages. Shit. You know what I mean? He turned it up. He was saving himself for the big ones.
He was 37 when he fought Trinidad. So, I mean, I don't know if that's gonna work, bro. And I think part of it too, they're probably looking for him to show some vulnerabilities, like he get maybe, I don't know, dropped or up. This is I just.
Anywho, gents,
yeah,
I'm gonna wrap up because I gotta get to work. But hey, yo, if y'all get a chance, go back through the stream. I played some clips from Mr. Charles Martin where he speaks on his Anthony Joshua fight. Very interesting comment from Charles Martin on that. He, in my opinion, intimated that there was some shady shit going on and all this and all this. He says out his mouth that he sold the belt. He also made comments about Deontay Wilder and what he would do in that fight to beat Deontay Wilder. All right, so if y'all get a chance, go back through that. But appreciate that.
Right.
1, 2, kid, what's up? You were saying something?
man, it was them tight ass shorts he had on. That's what it was, man.
I remember.
Leather shorts. He would immobile.
Oh man,
couldn't move, man. Tight ass leather shorts and shit. I was like, damn, man, how this dude gonna move around? I don't know, man. That's what he should be saying.
If y'all just go back to the stream, you know, let me know what y'all think in the comments about in the comment section about what Charles Martin had to say. And yeah, man. So apparently it's not strap season no more. It's now officially duck season. So somebody tell me when it's strap season month so I can look forward to Errol Spence fighting again, because this is some bullshit. Who's that? Mr. Garcia, thank you for coming through, sir, before I leave.
That's right. Because hey, shout out to Spence for fighting my son. But listen, the rematch is coming, baby.
Hey, I ain't heard from you.
We're gonna make it a trilogy, all right?
That's Garcia all right?
Pay-per-view.
Is Danny all right? Like, I ain't heard from Danny or Angel, nobody like for a while. What's up, man?
Danny's good. We're gonna be out there again. The rematches are coming, We're gonna rematch Errol. It's coming soon. We back, baby. All right. Don't worry about it.
Hey, man. Thank y'all for coming on. I'm going back to acting like I'm working.
Peace,
Peace out, guys.
Hey, thank y'all for coming on, man. I appreciate y'all in the chat. Tony, LaRon, Aabs, whoever else came through. Tommy and 1, 2 Kid and them for coming on the panel. Jalik and his dog, Madam Machine in the chat. Peace, man. Hit me a thumbs up. Y'all have a nice day.